Good morning. How are you? Welcome to March. We're in March, Monday, the 1st of March. I was actually going to record this episode for you yesterday, but I was in that kind of pottering energy, moving stuff around, getting things sorted. I wanted to cook. I wanted to set up for the week. I wanted to have a good exercise. I just wanted to hang out with my kids, all of that kind of stuff. And I knew what I have to share with you today. I wanted to bring some March energy. I wanted to bring some Monday energy because it's a really juicy one today. And it's something, I could say like, this is going to change your life, but it actually has changed mine. It's changed my perspective. It's changed the way that I look at things and how I operate in my life. I know, my God, like people are like, what is she going to say? What's she going to reveal? What is this big secret? And for free? Yes, my friends, yes. This is what I'm going to be sharing today. It's about a reframe, because I don't know if you've noticed, but I have been talking a lot more around mindset, limiting beliefs, healing, processing, personal development. And maybe I've been talking about it because, I definitely think it's this, that I've been doing a lot of this work myself. And it's one of those things that you want to share stuff while you're in it. And also, I realise that we all need this stuff to a greater or a lesser degree before we do the other stuff. So I could tell you how to write a banging sales page, but if you don't think that it's okay for you to make money from your sales page on the internet, and you're frightened about telling people where it is and how they can buy from you, essentially, it doesn't matter about the strategy stuff. It has to start with that personal development, that sense of worthiness, that sense of acceptance. Ooh, okay, we're going deep. All right, this is the visual that I want to give you. In life, in society, we are often given the visual when we're thinking about our goal being in the distance and being at, say, the top of the mountain, say the top of the hill. And you're thinking, or at the end of the running track, the finish line, if you imagine a sprinter, it's starting where you are now and sprinting like crazy all the way to the end. And that is a visual that we may all understand, of working in a linear way all the way through the process. However, as I've explored this much more, for me, I like to see, it's really difficult to explain, but you'll see in a little bit, how I'm talking about this in terms of examples. But when I'm thinking about my goal, I'm not just thinking about getting to the finishing point of going, tick, done it. Still feel a bit dead inside, but I've ticked it off and I've put it in my spreadsheet. I am interested and committed to full body life experience, enjoying the process, being open to surprises, going broader, deeper, wider, all of those things, and having that 360 experience. So when I'm seeing a goal, I am not just seeing it as a straight line. I am also seeing it. It's almost like the way I see it is that lovely, squishy marshmallow that, I love marshmallow. We've got some in the kitchen. A marshmallow that can be stretched and played with. Oh, that's a bit grim, but it's much more malleable than that just straight line of this is where I'm starting and this is where I'm getting to. So I want you to, as you're approaching March, you may have some goals in mind, you may have some things, that you want to do. And for me, some of the things that I'm going to be working on this month, movement is absolutely key. I really want to get some solid moves in, not as in like, right, oh gosh, I haven't done any running this week, I better go on a 2-hour run just to make up for it. No, every single day I want to be moving. I want to be getting that vitamin D in my eyes, in my body, and getting out and about. Another thing that I want to do also is a meditation practice. So whether it's just 10 minutes a day, I need to probably get more specific on that goal. Yep. I know that lying on the floor and visualizing really works for me. It really grounds me. It really centers me. It really helps my creativity. And that's something that I want to do. So when I'm thinking about these goals, I'm not just thinking about completing these goals for the sake of it, as in, I've done my movement every day for 31 days, tick. What I'm looking for is the ripple effect, and that helps me to get excited in terms of being dedicated to the goal. Because as nice as a sticker or a tick box is, it's like once you've done it. And you know, I'm really interested in what is going to be the ripple effect of that. And that can be really motivating when you're in those times where you're like, not today, I don't want to do that. So energy is really important to me. So I was thinking in terms of movement, like, wow, wouldn't it be great if then when I sat down at my desk, the ideas literally just fell out of my head because I was in a really good space and headspace, and I was connected and aligned and all of those sorts of things. So by looking at how your goals can be much more of this marshmallow effect of things being open-ended, and we're multifaceted, and how they can affect loads of different areas of our lives, it's going to help you get more excited about it and looking at how you can do things in creative ways. Another thing, if we just see goals as a linear experience, is they are often short-lived. So, and also it can feel like we're going back to the beginning once we've completed it. So imagine you've won the race. What happens when you get to the finish line? You go, right, well, I'm going to have to run again tomorrow. I'm going to have to go all the way back to the start and do it again. And we see this so often in terms of goals, or the way that we're advertised to, you know, do dry January. And then on the 31st of January, you can go to the off license. Who goes to off licenses? But like go to the supermarket or your wine place, or there's a fancy place near where we are, like where you can get all these organic wines and all sorts of stuff. But the temptation with that linear experience is come February the 1st, you are literally sitting at a bus stop desperate to go and get your booze fix. Or it can show up in loads of different ways. For example, you might have a big money goal and you strive and you try and get there at the end of the month, and you make it and you feel burnt out and you feel tired and you feel all of the things. And then you go, oh gosh, I'm glad that's over. I feel like I'm going right back to the beginning. Whereas if we try, and I guess when I'm thinking about my goals, maybe it's the tender age of 39, I'm interested in consistency. I'm interested in not being up and down like a crazy graph where it's like that. I want to stay really near to that center line, to keep it really clean, to keep it consistent. So as I'm thinking about, I guess one of my goals for 2021 is about being healthy, about being in shape, about, you know, feeling good in my body, that I can do what I need to do. This is not about doing something as a blast for 30 days and then stopping it. Because if we're just seeing it as a start and finish, we always sense that we're going back to the bottom like a snake and ladders moment. Whereas if we're seeing it as part of this full-bodied experience, it just becomes part of your normal life. And that's really great. Okay, let's talk about how this can change your perspective on clients. So sometimes what can happen is when clients or when people DM me or I'm in conversations with people, one of the words that I hear all the time is this feeling of stuckness. Like, I feel like I've tried everything, Nikki. I've been at this for a long time and I'm not getting the results that they want. And this is very much seeing something as a linear experience, in the way that they might say, right, I've built my mailing list and I've sent them my offer and nobody's bought the thing. So therefore, I've done the starting point, I've gone through the process and I've got to the finishing line and I still haven't got the result that I want. And what can happen when you get stuck in that linear sense is that you are very attached to the outcome of it feeling like what is the word that I'm thinking of? Like it's a grind, like there's only one way. You know, those kind of flat escalators that you get in airports, like all you have to do is just keep going. And there's one on the London Underground. I think it's it's at Green Park, basically. Hello, I am such a transport geek. Between the Jubilee and the Victoria line, that's where it is. And you literally see people going, come on, come on, come on. I'm going, I'm moving in the right direction. And that's what the linear experience of doing business is. And what I found is it's about thinking in different ways. It's about mixing it up. And that's not to say that you're chopping and changing, where people go, I thought she was doing personal branding. And now she seems to be a home educator and she's doing science GCSE with kids. I'm not quite sure what her business model is. No, absolutely not. It's not about changing that. It's about changing and mixing up how people experience you, how people see it in different ways. So it could be, this is very much like a TV show version of it. It could be getting a pair of black trousers, black skinny jeans out of your wardrobe. And depending what you put with them, they're going to look very, very different. So you could put like a chunk, oh my God, I'm so not a fashion person, but you could put like a going out top on, or you with some high boots or some strappy sandals or something like that. Or you could have these jeans and you could just wear it with a t-shirt and flip-flops and a denim jacket and a beanie and just head to the park. This is about your invitation, about mixing things up. And if something's not working, if you're going, but I'm sending the emails, but I'm contacting people, but I'm posting on social media every single day, that is giving you an indication to get creative and to get imaginative and go, right, okay, I've got to shape this up and I've got to bring a new dimension, a new something into the mix. Also, I have been surprised, overwhelmed, excited about my goals over the last few years since I started applying this, because what I used to think was there was only one way I would be able to get somewhere. And if I, for example, set a money goal and I was like, right, I've got to sell 4 of these spots in order to make that money goal. Who are my 4 people? And going back to the point before, I'd almost get attached to the outcome. So somebody might be like, I'm kind of interested in your coaching. And then immediately I'd be like, right, is this, this is a long time ago that I used to do this, but I'd be like, right, is this the person who's going to be one of the 4 things? Right, are they going to email me back? What do I need to do? And I get stuck in that process. And what I have found since I've been thinking about this full-bodied experience, and I talked about this in a few episodes back about having an energy plan, not a marketing plan essentially, is that I am opening myself up to all kinds of surprises and different ways and opportunities that money and my business can grow, essentially. Because I am flabbergasted sometimes when I get I say I'm flabbergasted, but like I'm it's the new normal now, because I see it. Because I'm operating in this way of, let me just show up and put it all out there and let it land and let it enjoy itself where it's kind of trickling out wherever it needs to go. I am flabbergasted when I suddenly get these emails out of the blue where people go, I need to sign up right now. Can we do this? I'm ready to go. And I think, well, we haven't built a relationship yet, but they have already. That work has been done without me being in that process, essentially. From my content, from me sharing, that has been my marketing. So there isn't just one key. There isn't just one way. And I think it can be really dangerous sometimes when you go, right, I need 10 spots, I need 10 bums on these seats, because otherwise what you're doing is just looking at people as just another bum. And we've all felt that, haven't we? Like when people know, like I had a weird DM the other day where a coach reached out and she was like, hi Nikki, I am looking to work with 5 people this month and you might be one of them. And there was no sense of, hello Nikki, I think you're a real life human being. Let's talk to each other in an engaging way and let's have a conversation first before I pitch to you, etc. So when I'm thinking about bringing in new opportunities, mixing things up, going into that swell of the next level, I'm thinking about how I can distribute things. So I often talk about this, like how can you distribute your marketing energy? If you've always done the same thing and it's just becoming a bit stale or you're not quite sure what's happening, give it a bit of a ruffle, give it a bit of a tweak or a shake. It's like having a cushion and just giving it a bit of a plump, pulling it out, seeing how you can mix up again, giving it some fresh energy. By seeing things as a full-bodied experience keeps you in a situation of not just consuming. I was listening to a podcast the other day about online courses, and the person was talking in a way that was saying like, right, I want to get the most amount of value and I want to get this and I want to get this and da 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 da. And I get it. Of course, like when you get to a point where you're spending big money or significant money or whatever it is, any money really, you want good value for money. I hate it when you kind of come back and you're like, oh, I was really looking forward to those, I don't know, strawberries. And look, there's a manky one underneath and it's just kind of ruined my experience. I mean, my goodness. But one thing that I really realized when I did my course last year with my one-on-one coach, for 12 months, I realized I couldn't just be in a grabby consumer state of, hi, give me everything that I need. I've paid for this, I had to stand back and watch my energy and be in a situation where I was going to enjoy the process, enjoy the room, enjoy all of the senses. So I liken it to a hotel buffet. There are some people who go to a hotel buffet and they're like, right, I am going to get my money's worth here. I'm going to line up 4 plates. I'm going to go from every section and and when they ask me if I want more drinks, yes, I do. I'm going to sit there and I know that the buffet is open from 6:30 till 9:30 and I'm going to have 3 hours of food and I am going to take them for whatever they can. We know that energy from people. We know that, we see it all the time in so many different ways. And sometimes, even though you're in that place of consuming, sometimes there's moments of hotel buffets, for example, where I go, instead of going, right, I'm going to have all of the food, I have different markers of success where I'm like, I am really enjoying having this crisp white napkin on my table. I am really enjoying having my tea from this beautiful teapot. Like, it feels really lovely. I'm really enjoying somebody bringing my food to me. What a treat. I'm really enjoying seeing my children, not that Luna's been anywhere, but certainly my son, like, I'm really enjoying seeing him sit at the table and enjoy what this experience is, and him picking and choosing and trying new stuff. So whenever you have a goal, whenever you're thinking about stuff, sometimes it isn't just about the consumption. It's not just about like, right, well, I've done the thing, I've ticked every single box, right, I'm done. It's about looking at the different things, looking at how you can turn things into experiences, enjoy the process, and going back to the point of sometimes less is more. So sometimes there have been moments when I've had coaching and it might be just one sentence of a whole session, where the session might have been one of those where, I don't know, I was bouncing around, or I just didn't know what I needed from it, or I couldn't make my mind up. And then sometimes, this is me being on the receiving end of coaching, sometimes the coach can just say one thing where I'm like, oh, game changing. Like, that one sentence created such a ripple effect in my business, in my life, it was worth absolutely every penny. Now, you wouldn't necessarily have got to that place of having that one sentence had you not had the other 59 minutes around that area. But it's really interesting. It's not just about, it's not like a payphone of making every minute count. Sometimes it's being in the space, allowing things to, I'm exhaling as we do this, like allowing things to land. The final thing I want to share on this is, if you think of something as a wider, broader, full-bodied, holistic experience, you start to enjoy the process and not push. And if, I guess that this has really worked for me in terms of running, if I just say, right, I'm starting at 0 and I've got to get to 10K, let's go. As soon as I get in that push state, by about 1.5K, I'm tired. I'm not bothered about it. I've lost interest. Everything feels really hard. I'm really noticing everything. My legs hurt. I don't want to do the thing. I just get in that feeling that I'm dragging a tire along with me. But I've learned to know myself. I've learned to enjoy that process, and actively I seek it. So if I know that I want to get in a certain amount, like I was going to say a race, I'm not racing anybody. Like, if there's a certain run that I want to do, right, I'm going to do, right, a 10K on Thursday, for example. I know on Wednesday, I'm already planning, because I know myself, I'm already planning how I can make that a full-bodied experience, how I can allow space for it. So I'm like, right, if I'm doing 10K, I'm going to get my best Sweaty Betty socks out, which I've got, which are my favourite ones, by the way. Or I'm going to download those podcasts that I've been meaning to listen to, and I'm going to go on a new route that I haven't been to, because that way I'm starting to bring in lots of different benefits from the same experience. So sometimes those moments where I get back from my run and Matt will say, oh, how far did you go? And then I'm like, oh, I'll tell you in a minute, but guess what? I discovered this, and I saw this, and this happened. And I discovered a new road today, and you know, that shop that used to be whatever, it's now changed into. That's the kind of excitement that I'm in. And only then will I'll go, oh yeah, and I completed the goal that I was supposed to have. So there's lots to ponder there. As always, take what you need from this, ditch the rest. If there's one nugget that I have said today, go with it. Try it out, stick it on a screensaver, stick it on your wall in front of you, and look at how you can practically do this in your own life, in your own business, and start to see, certainly in terms of March, your goals not just being an A to Z experience, but full-bodied. So if you get to the end of March, what is going to happen if you achieve these goals, if you tick those boxes that you want to have? So one of the things I was thinking about the other day was, when I set my August goals last year, the thing that was because my son was starting school last September, and I wanted to have that flexibility. So if they were like, oh, he's not really settling, can you come and pick him up, or any of that sort of stuff, it was very back and forth. Not, he did settle and it was all fine, but having that space for myself, oh my goodness, that was great. So whenever we're setting goals or something, it's not just a case of going, I can buy that thing if I do that. Sometimes it's, I'm going to have more space to be able to do that. Creativity is a big thing for me at the moment of stuff that I want to do. So I'm going to leave it there. Thank you so much for being with me today. I wish you a very happy March. Let me know what you're working on. Let me know if I can help. Speak Up relaunch is happening tomorrow, so I can't wait to allow that to drop. You can check out the details, nikiraby.com/speak up. I only have one option there at the moment, which is the self-paced version. I'm just updating my calendar because I just need to make sure that I have enough space to take on one-to-ones at the moment, because my one-to-one work is pretty full. So I just need to carefully consider that. But there will be a one-to-one option following shortly. The other thing I want to say is also I'm going to be launching a slightly smaller course as well, all about this stuff: goal setting, mindset, manifestation, leadership, self-mastery. I haven't quite got a name for it yet, but when I think about it, it's called the If Not Now, Then When plan. So it might end up being that. I'm just not sure, but I will keep you posted as always. Thank you so much for listening. Sending lots of love wherever you are in the world. As always, please rate, review and subscribe and share and all that good stuff. I so appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I'll be back on Wednesday. I've got a two-parter for you on Wednesday. It's going to be 12 things that I've learned from working with a coach for 12 years, 12 months. So it's not going to be kind of dishing the dirt. There's nothing going to be anything salacious. It's actually nothing about the experience in terms of what they provided. That's not for me to say. That's not for the internet purposes. That's for my purposes. But I will be sharing some of the things that I've learned and maybe what might help you when you're looking for support as well. So you won't want to miss that. That's coming to you on Wednesday. I'm sending so much love and I'll see you then. Bye.